All right, let's take a look at functions. We have Y. The Thompson Middle School Student Council is selling school pennants to raise money for a new school welcome sign. It says copy and complete the table. So over here on the right hand side we have a table. It's set up in a pennant here. And we've got number of pennants sold is 20, and the result was money earned was $100. So what were they getting per pennant there is what we need to ask ourselves. So it seems that if you have 20 pennants that you sold and you resulted in $100, that probably you're getting $5 a pennant. But let's check and make sure when we look at 30 pennants sold. The result was 30 pennants sold and they earned $150. So let's apply that. Is 30 times 5 150? Well, it is. So let's apply that $5 to the other amounts. So 40 pennants sold times $5 each would result in 200. 50 pennants sold with $5 per pennant, so we multiply, we're going to get 250. Okay, 60 times $5 is going to equal 300. So we can complete the table by doing that, multiplying each amount by 5. Now, let's take a look at B. If they sell 70 pennants, how much money will they earn? Well, if they sold 70 pennants, we would multiply that still by the $5 they get for each one, and they would get $350. Now, in C, it says explain how to find the total earnings if they sell 100 pennants. Well, obviously, we're going to take 100. We're going to multiply it by 5 because they get $5 for each, and the result would be $500. So basically we have that kind of like a little input-output box. We input the number of pennants sold, we multiply that by 5, and our output is the product of the two numbers. Alright, so let's take a look at relations and functions. The total earnings output of the student council depends on or is a function of the number of pennants sold, or input. The number of pennants sold is called the independent variable because the values are chosen and do not depend upon the other variable. The total money earned is called the dependent variable because it depends on the input value. So, recall that functions are relations in which each element of the domain is paired with exactly one element of the range. So we have some examples here down below. An example of a function in the domain, you've got 2, 4, 5, and 9, and range you've got 1, 3, 4, and 7. Something that you've got on the left is paired with one element in the range. Alright? Whereas if you look over on the right, we have an example of something that's not a function, where you have 2 in the domain has 2 possible results or elements in the range, 1 and 3. Alright, so the function example that they have, this is a function because each domain value is paired with exactly one range value. And over on the right hand side, this is not a function because 2 in the domain is paired with 2 range values, 1 and 3.